Here at CPAC, but without this critical third pillar, we are incomplete as an American people. We must honor our language and realize that it is the most important, most basic, and common bond which makes us an American. I believe that we should celebrate the diversity of the melting pot called America, but never allow multiculturalism to grow on steroids and define itself as making American culture subservient. Because yes, there is a definitive American culture. We must respect and honor the unborn. I want you to tell me this. What kind of person would support legislation that states that an American child that survives a late-term abortion procedure does not deserve to live?
Mr. Obama.
I will never support late-term abortion or the use of abortion as birth control because I do not believe that having a baby is punishment. Hold sacred the privilege of the institution of marriage as a bond between a man and a woman to promote the promulgation of our society, because we cannot allow the destruction of the American family. Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan talked about this. He said the folly of breakdown of the American family will once come and haunt the United States of America. And why is that important? Because if you break down the American family, that leads to government dependency, which leads to the growth of government, which leads and results in greater government spending. The strength of America is in the strength of the bonds of the American family. When America expanded westward, it were men and women with their children and wagons going across the Mississippi River and spreading this great nation. Do not ever forget the bond of this great nation. If we are to have a new dawn in America, it means reclaiming our Judeo-Christian faith heritage. John Adams said, "We have no government armed with power, capable of contending with human passions, unbridled by morality and religion. Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other." This is not about a separation of church and state. It is about making sure that we do not separate faith from the individual. You must never forget that the American motto is, "In God we trust." Others in America, but our coexistence must be based on a simple premise. When tolerance becomes a one-way street, it leads to cultural suicide. And American cultural values shall never be subjugated to any other as long as I have air in my lungs. In tribute to President's Day and Black History Month, let me share these closing thoughts. We are either a united people or we are not. If the former, let us in all matters of general concern act as a nation which has national objects to promote and a national character to support. If we are not, let us no longer act a farce by pretending to it. George Washington. America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. Abraham Lincoln. We stand on the precipice of greatness for this nation. But if we forget what brought us to where we are in 234 years, if we forget these three pillars, there will be no America to pass on to subsequent generations. So I want to close with this little simple story. On the 7th of February 1961, Herman Sr. and Elizabeth Thomas West had a son. My parents were nicknamed Buck and Snoops. Their son grew up walking the streets of the old 4th Ward in the inner city of Atlanta, Georgia. He attended an elementary school that was located right across the street from Ebenezer Baptist Church. He would go down and fish with his father and his grandfather and catch crappie and brim just south of Cuthbert, Georgia, Randolph County, in Lake Eufaula. He would pick peaches to help out his grandparents and others who were selling peaches on these little sideway stores in Peach County, Georgia, Fort Valley. He climbed pecan trees, and I say pecan because that's how I was brought up to say it. It's called pecan. I don't know where you guys got this pecan. But I used to go up and climb those pecan trees down in Camilla, Georgia, Mitchell County, because my dear wanted always to have some fresh pecans so she could make a nice pecan pie. Yeah. He grew up selling Cokes at the old Atlanta Fulton County Stadium and cheering on the Atlanta Braves. On Saturday, he learned all of the tunes to the SEC fight songs. But on Sunday, he was an acolyte, and he sang in the church youth choir. He went off to serve his country, just the same as his father had done in World War II. His older brother had done in Vietnam. His father-in-law had done in Vietnam. His nephew has done in Afghanistan. And his brother-in-law has done in Iraq. And he stood on the wall to tell his country, sleep peacefully at night, because this man stands ready to do the violence and do the things that are necessary to protect you. On this day, 50 years later, this son of America stands before you on this grand stage, committing himself to his country, to its national objects, to its national character, to its fiscal and national security, to the preservation of the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness of every American. I do it for my wife. I do it for my daughters. I do it for my relatives. I do it for my friends. I do it for the men and women in uniform. I do it for the little boy and the little girl who are wearing a high school junior ROTC uniform just like I did at Henry Grady High School. I do it for that unborn American child. I do it for each and every one of you who hear my words. I do it by pledging a sacred oath to the dawn of a new America, and to the liberal press, who I'm sure will be putting out all of their pieces, and they will be attacking me starting today, tomorrow, and of course on Monday. Continue your attack, because this is what Abraham Lincoln said. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. So as you depart here today from this great call, from this great gathering of conservatives, this is the commission that I send you out with. Stand firm, for this is the dawn of a new America. God bless you all. God bless America.